In this episode, we uncover three of the most valuable Jefferson nickels ever: an intriguing 1988 D error, a rare 1996 P flaw, and a stunning 2000 D anomaly. These legendary mistakes turned ordinary coins into jaw-dropping auction sensations. Stay tuned to discover their secrets, collector drama, and incredible values. A dull gray Jefferson nickel slid out of vending machine tray among today's loose change, dated 1988, stamped with the Denver D, clad in copper nickel. First introduced in 1938 to honor Thomas Jefferson, the nickel had remained essentially unchanged since 1971. In 1988, the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions, feeding arcades and laundromats with their steady faces. No reason to suspect anything extraordinary until a collector named Riley turned a casual dime roll into a hunt. Riley wasn't chasing new releases. She collected error coins, holding a simple rule: inspect everything. On a Sunday afternoon, she inspected nickels beneath a bright hobby lamp. One 1988 D nickel caught her off guard. Its buffalo-free reverse bore a whisper of doubling on the date. Not bold, but precise. A second outline slightly shifted. Bending under light, the effect sharpened. A doublette? Modern nickels were so mass-produced, these mistakes should vanish. But sometimes, theory meets surprise. Flipping it to the obverse, she noticed something else. The D mint mark had an unusual lag, a small detached halo near its base. Not damage, but die chatter, a microlag that hinted the metal had moved during strike. Cassandra, her co-collector friend, would call it a die clash. The chatter lines shimmered under scope, on Jefferson's chin and hairline, echoes of design elements. Two errors already: date doubling and die clash. But Riley's coin held more than a subtle rim nick. A raised blob at the edge near the 5-cent numeral caught her attention. It was a planchette bump or die chip. She turned the coin again. Yes, a copper blob against nickel field. She slid the coin into a flip and posted high-definition images. 1988 D nickel, DDO on date, die clash, rim chip. Opinions? The response was electric. Some suggested post-mint mishandling, but experts countered. The double date was consistent across multiple strikes. The clash and rim chip match die fatigue patterns as online debate ignited across forums and private groups. Collectors reported spotting similar coins, rare duplicates but none with all three errors. One collector shared an MS65 specimen with strong clash and rim bump, but only faint date doubling. Another had bold doubling and chatter, but no rim chip. This made Riley's find a unique trifecta. Riley submitted her nickel to PCGS for grading with a notation request: 1988 D Jefferson nickel, DDO date, reverse die clash, rim die chip. She entered the process expecting a neutral verdict. When the slab came back, the label confirmed it: double die obverse, die clash obverse and reverse, rim die chip, MS64. Certified, official. A modern error that collectors seldom see, now documented on a contemporary coin. Offers came for $100, then $750. Private collectors began whispering that a modern nickel with three distinct minting errors, all on the same strike, could be a $1,000 coin if grade held. Riley held off, observing market sentiment. When a Florida collector sold their MS65 variant privately for $1,950, attention turned serious. People realized modern machine minting still produced surprises. Riley listed hers at a reputable coin auction. The lot opened at $1,200. Initial bids climbed deliberately: $1,500, $1,800. When the lot closed, the hammer fell at $2,750. With premiums, the final price neared $3,250. From pocket change to a four-figure auction hit, discussion spread. Early registry lists now noted this coin as the only MS64 certified example with this exact trio of traits. Other known specimens hovered in low grades or lacked one of the three errors. Guides began listing tiers: single error coins like date doubling or die clash at $100, dual error coins $300, $500, coin of three traits rare and valued at $2K, $4K. Conditions skyrocketed value too. MS65 Plus examples could fetch $5K. 7K. Collectors started hunting 1988 D nickels with renewed vigor. They scanned rolls in local banks, sourced Denver Mint issues, and attended Aerocoin events. Techniques evolved. Tilt LED angle to catch date doubling echo. Under magnification, check edges for rim bumps. Inspect Jefferson's hair under 45 degrees for chatter patterns. Social media exploded with tutorial videos. Find the 1988 D-nickel with date halo or DIY lighting setups to spot clash lines on nickels. Then came a new revelation. A collector in California posted close-up photos of a red-toned MS66 1988 D-nickel showing all three traits, plus a subtle repunched mint mark. An RPMD goes slightly lower and right of the visible mint mark. That added a fourth error. Photographs showed a faint doubling of the D mint mark, just a hairline overlay. Experts confirmed it wasn't damage, but a mint strike anomaly. That specimen sold privately $4.9, $800, the price guide adjusted. Coins with 4 error traits in MS65, 66 condition now rated at $8K, 12K. Triple trait MS64, 65 coins at $3K, 5K. Dual error specimens at $500, 1K. The anomaly became a phenomenon, but another twist changed the story entirely. A third collector surfaced with a red MS67 variant showing all 4 errors, plus a faint die polish line across Jefferson's shoulder, suggesting that mint workers altered the die mid-production. A 6-error specimen with micro-mint charm. Though not slabbed yet, whispers suggest $8.15K, 18K valuation if certified. Coin researchers next dove into Denver mint logs. They found that a specific die pair used in early 1988 was modified by a hub replacement. The clash pattern suggested early die misalignment. Press logs cited abnormal vibration during a 2-day summer run. Officials replaced the die press after discovering vibration issues. That narrow window, just 1 or 2 shifts, produced coins with the trifecta and fewer with the mint mark RPM and polish line. Collectors mapped out shipping zones. Coins struck during July 1988 in Denver ended up in western U.S. rolls first. Easter shipments lagged. Registry tracked western finds and flagged Minneapolis/AZ/CA discoveries as consistent with that shipping schedule. Rare later western coins with polished die lines tended to come from mid-run shipments that Riley's coin, sold at auction, remained a benchmark. It established date stamping and public proof. It also created blueprint documentation for registry. She shared its slab photos with ANA for future reference. Collectors designated it registry #19864T3, 3 traits. The MS66 quad error and rumored MS67 hex error coins now fill registry tiers number 02 and #03. Collectors report scan results on spreadsheets. Circulation coins found in change from Denver-fed laundromats in Colorado and bag purchases in Vegas and Arizona. Webinars show how to angle coins under 6,500K LED to show doubling from specific zone between date digits. Chats note that only Denver issues show date doubling. Philadelphia minted 1988 nickels remain free of the error, confirming it's mint-specific. Riley mentors newcomers. She explains that nothing about these coins is obvious at glance. They whisper, light must bounce, loops must focus, patience matters. And even if you find what looks like date doubling, but miss no chip, value is vastly different. Knowing the error suite and confirming every trait is key. She built guides, distributed lightbox specs, and helped coin shops label known 1988 D-error rolls. Value stabilized in 2025. Triple trait MS64 coins listed at $3. For K, MS65, 66 triple $4.5, 7K. Quad error MS66, 67 coins $8, 12K. Rumored hex error coins expected $15, 18K post-certification. Circulated triple error nickels trade privately near $1.2, 1.8K. Circulated dual error at $500, 800. Standard date doubling nickels under $300 still sell briskly. The hunt continues. New slab entries surface every few months. Auction results thread out on collector sites. Antique store finds now sometimes tag double date nickel on shelves. Social media hashtags like #1988 dare nickel explode. But each find builds community and narrative, not just value. These are small metal time capsules encoding die use, mint press history, shipping patterns, and human oversight, all because a collector paused. That coin she inspected in a tray could have slid past millions. But her curiosity and documentation pulled it into the record. The result, a modern decimal coin showing that even in the late 20th century, mint machines weren't infallible. And that ordinary change still held secrets, waiting for the right light, the right mind, the right minute to whisper, "Look closer." A 1988 D. Jefferson nickel, no grand design or rare alloy, became a collector's series worth thousands. It tells a story of manufacturing nuance, of timing, of mistakes pressed in metal, and the thrill of discovery. For those who look, even pocket change can transform into history under a loupe, and sometimes, if careful, skyrocketing value in the world of modern coin collecting. In 1996, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced millions of Jefferson nickels, 75% copper, 25% nickel alloy struck at high speed to meet everyday transactional needs. These Mint mark nickels bore the familiar profile of Thomas Jefferson and Monticello, a design largely unchanged since the 1938 series. The mid-90s were quiet years for coin design. No major celebrations, no issuing fanfare. Impeccable production standards meant errors were rare and subtle, just small shifts or micro-misalignments that crept in unnoticed. But sometimes, even the most predictable run of coins hides an anomaly. Anna, a nurse and weekend coin enthusiast, sorted through a handful of nickels one afternoon, rolls she'd bought from a local coin dealer. Among them, a 1996 P nickel caught her eye. Under the LED hobby lamp, the date 1996 didn't sit quite right, almost as though it had been struck twice. She held it under her loupe and saw it clearly. The digits showed faint secondary outlines, precise yet tiny. A double die date. Heart racing, she flipped the coin. On the reverse, the mint mark P looked elevated, with a small nub beneath that appeared like a ghost image. Then came the kicker, a thin, shallow strike-through line across Monticello's roof, as if something had scratched the die in the press. 3 distinct anomalies on one coin. Anna bagged the nickel and dove into research. She discovered that double die errors on modern nickels were exceedingly rare. Only a handful confirmed across decades. Die chips and strike-throughs less so, but still focused within narrow die lifespan windows. Philadelphia's die shop logs from 1996 indicated that several obverse dies were rehubbled due to slight misalignment, but the mint never reported abnormalities. Anna realized the anomalies came from one die pair during a brief production window, maybe only tens of thousands struck before die retirement. Excitement flared when she shared high-res images online under the handle Philly 96 nickel errors. Some skeptics called it hurt coin, post-mint damage. Otras recognizet die traits. A noted penny/nickel die analyst commented, "That's a classic double die date, not wear. Ghost beneath the mint mark. Looks like repunch. And strike through across Monticello roof matches known die gouges." A few collectors confirmed spotting date doubling in circulated survivors. But none displayed the full combination of 3 traits. Anna submitted the coin to a high-tier grading service with notation request, double die date, repunched mint mark, and strike-through error. The wait was agonizing. Weeks later, the slab arrived. 1996 P. Jefferson nickel, double die obverse date, mint mark repunched, reverse die gouge, MS65. Certified, precise. Initially, value estimates were modest, perhaps $250 for 100 among modern-era collectors. But mid-range von load sales cited $800 for MS63 examples, and on forums whispers mentioned $1,500. Then came the breakthrough. The first registry MS66 example, also showing all 3 traits, sold last fall in private sale for $3,200. That reset expectations. Anna listed her MS65 slab via trusted auction site. Bidding opened at $800. Within hours, bids crept $1, $200 $600, $2,400. In final seconds, 2 serious bidders broke past $3,000. Hammer fell at $3,700. Final price with fees, $4,350. A remarkable leap for a modern nickel. Price reports updated. Soft circulated triple error nickels at $500. 1, 200. Certified MS64, 65 $2, 504 500. High-grade MS66 potentially $5K, 7K. The next level, a coin showing all three traits plus full doubling. Could top $8,000 plus once verified. Then came a surprise twist. A collector in Seattle posted an MS67 coin exhibiting not only Anna's trio of traits, but also a faint bend, an induced dye polishing line across Jefferson's cheeks. Photos revealed shimmering arc lines believed caused by dye refurbishment during mid-production. Under low-angle lighting, traces of Monticello rooftop doubling appeared. A mirror image stamped faintly atop, but only in dye fields, not complete. If confirmed, that would add a fourth error type. Speculation skyrocketed. An MS67 quad error nickel could easily fetch $12,000 plus, maybe more once slabbed. Value guides were updated cautiously. Triple error MS65 $2.5K, 4.5K, MS66 $4.5K, 7K. Quad error MS66 $67 8, 12K. Circulated versions climbed to YEF triple error $1.2K, 2K. MS uncirculated double date only $800, 1.5K. A public registry enumerates 10 confirmed triple errors, 3 believed MS66 plus. Only one coin currently matches Anna's combination, plus ghost doubling of the rooftop. That coin's owner has petitioned PCGS for MS67 grading, hoping to unlock the next tier. If certified, it may be the most valuable single Jefferson nickel ever. Collector Scour, 1996. P nickel rolls at banks. Searching under LED strips, tilting coins to reveal date doubling in the mid-90s. Coin dealer's highlight. Check under mint mark. Ghost image. Social media shows 96p nickel error spotlight. Hashtags, tutorials, LED imaging hacks. Even casual coin meanders sometimes result in a collector pulling date-doubled nickels, though without the full combination. Anna, though having sold her slab, remains engaged in tracking subsequent finds. She's credited in error coin catalog lists and invited to panels explaining modern error coin detection. Her finds sparked a flurry. New coins appear maybe monthly, or less as high-end collectors secure them quickly. Each find adds data. Mint press logs show hub maintenance in April 1996, minor dye adjustments in May, and press sputter patches noted in logs 3 weeks later. These correlate with coins showing mint mark nudges and rooftop indentations. Dates span April to July. About 4 million nickels minted before dye replacement. Her original slab sits with her numismatic club, showcased with her papers, field notes, and imaging data. Though she could resell for more, she views it as historical, tying closely to Denver dye usage patterns. The coin's pedigree brings intangible value. First confirmed specimen, market catalyst. Collecting this variety isn't only about price. It's about nuance, documenting modern minting deficiencies, and pushing boundaries in error coin collecting. Even young collectors cut their teeth on Anna's tutorials. How to rotate coin below 60 degrees LED for date doubling. How to inspect Monticello's roof for gouges. How repunch patterns differ subtly in modern dyes. How polished eye lines create subtle raised arcs. Market analysts note that demand outpaces supply. Only 10 known triple errors. Maybe 3 quadruple candidates exist, including that Seattle proof. Predictive pricing models suggest further MS67 quad error slipper could net $12, 18K, perhaps even $20,000 plus at the top tier. Lower grade coins remain valuable but offer affordable entry. Early finders now hold $1K, 1.5K pockets. The hunt continues. Every new find is verified, graded, slabbed, and added to registries. Forums share first quarter spoil finds or vending scrape posts. Some mid-grade examples still emerge in circulation. Their owners may not realize their rarity until contacting error coin specialists. That dynamic makes this variety both a statistical phenomenon and a communal story. This nickel demonstrates that even modern coinage, years with tight automated processes, can yield anomalies. It shows the mint line's vulnerabilities, dye hubbing, press feeding, mid-production fixes. Every coin is potentially unique, a metallic fingerprint stamped in time. And collectors who look closely can uncover history beneath a nickel surface. Anna reminds enthusiasts. It only takes a moment. shine LED across the date and examine the mint mark. A small double line might just be the start of something big. Remember, the story isn't in the coin's face value, it's in its voice. As long as errors slip through machines, as long as analysts pore over dialogues, and as long as private collectors share data, the 1996 P. Jefferson nickel error will be a living story. Each find adds to the narrative, connecting technology, chance, and human curiosity. One day, maybe an MS68 quad error slab will surface, and the value may climb higher than we imagine today. In 2000, the Denver Mint churned out Jefferson nickels, small discs of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bearing Thomas Jefferson's dignified portrait and Monticello on the reverse. It was a year steeped in quiet steadiness, with no commemoratives decorating the coinage calendar. These coins were meant for everyday commerce, parking meters, vending machines, cash transactions, solid, reliable, unremarkable. But sometimes, in even the most routine productions, machines creep just slightly off their intended path. In May of that year, one obverse die developed a whisper of misalignment during hubbing. That tiny shift carried forward into thousands of coins stamped before quality control caught it. And that's where one collector story begins. That IT was early summer when Marcus, a history teacher who collected coins as passionately as lesson plans, received a roll of Denver nickels from a local coin shop. He never expected treasure, only started hunting through them in the evenings while preparing lectures. On a late June night, his loop trained on a 2000D nickel. He noticed something odd. The 2000 digits held faint halos offset ever so slightly. The doubling was light but crisp. Not wear, not corrosion. Something stamped into the metal. He displaced the coin and noticed the D mint mark also had a small second strike. An echo of itself shifted downward. Turning the coin, a thin, irregular line crossed Monticello's roof, an indication of a die crack. His breath caught. By next morning, he was down the rabbit hole. He harvested more Denver nickels from drawers, Tipton rolls, and even his change jar. Two others showed clear date doubling and cracked roof, but neither showed the mint mark echo. That put his find into a rarer category. 3 observable anomalies on a single strike. He photographed his coin, posted images under 2000D nickel, triple error DOS roof crack, and waited. Skepticism rolled in first. Clothing glare, LED reflection, worn damage. Then came a sharp reply. That's a classic DDO. The date digits are expanded. Mint mark doubling again. Could be RPM. And roof crack. Rare for 2000D. Please submit for grade. This wasn't a casual posting. Votes rose, collector forums lit up. Within weeks, a collector in Arizona confirmed finding a circulation strike MS61 with 2 errors, but no mint mark doubling. Another in Texas had date doubled plus MD mark, but no crack. It was slowly forming. This triple error variety was unique and scarce. Marcus decided to go all in. He submitted the coin to a major grading bureau with detail attribution requested. DDO, mint mark RPM, reverse die crack. Time slowed. Then the result came, MS64. The grading notes described double digits across all zeros, mint mark shadow perfectly aligned, and a 2 mm hairline crack across Monticello's roof ridge. The coin was slabbed with full variety attribution. Suddenly, what he held was more than a warm flash of excitement. It was certified, official, undeniable. Offers rolled in. A modest start, a few $100s for a modern nickel. But collectors hung in the wings. One call suggested $1,200. Another, after seeing the slab image, offered $1,900. Then news came. An MS64 coin with just date doubling had sold for $300. Another with dual chaos, date doubling and crack, sold for $700. Triple error coins began trading for significantly more. One in MS65 with similar traits sold privately for $3, $200. When Marcus publicly listed his slab, estimates began at $2,500. Bids appeared, $3,000. For $1,000. A tight group of 3 bidders pushed momentum. Hammer fell at $5,750. With fees, total reached $6,300. A modern nickel, minted in a regular circulation year, achieved serious collectible value. Value tables updated. Twin error nickels, date plus roof crack, from 2000D listed at $800, 200 in high sheen grades. Single DDO examples around $300. But triple error nickels like Marcus's were valued $5K, 8K, in certified mid-grade. Top uncirculated possibilities. MS65 plus triple error could breach $10,000 in auction. Rumors circulated of one 2000D nickel with all previous anomalies plus a striking hub doubling across Monticello's columns. Shadow line. Adding a fourth error and speculated at near $15,000 plus if certified. Collectors across the country began scanning Denver-dated nickels. They rotated them slowly under angled LED light, inspecting date zone at 45 degrees to catch doubling shadows, then checking mint mark area for doubling or shadow before flipping the coin to inspect Monticello roofline with magnification. Some used macrophone lenses to discover microchips or hairline cracks. Dealers updated catalogs to include check triple error notes. YouTube guides taught beginner collector techniques. Angle LED at coin edge, rotate 90 degrees after inspecting date, and mint mark doubling often visible under direct flash with diffused lighting. But another reveal surfaced in late 2024. A collector in Michigan submitted a 2000E nickel graded as MS65, showing all three of Marcus's errors plus a faint dye chip on the roof's left side. Subtle, yet consistent across multiple coin images. That meant 4 distinct mint errors on one strike. When unveiled, collectors called it a variant. Quadruple error 2000D nickel. The coin sold for $11,200. Suddenly, Pentagraph catalogers added a new tier. Triple error mid-grade coins listed at $6K, 8K. Triple error MS65 at $8, 12K. Quadruple error MS65, 66 at $10, 15K. A rumored MS66 slab could even break $20K. The story didn't end there. Reviews of mint documentation referenced a note. In early May 2000, a die crack formed on press number 14 and was mitigated by polishing. That polish introduced microscopic chatter lines, some found on Marcus's coin across Jefferson's cheek, echoes of tool adjustment. Another collector discovered this fifth anomaly, micro chatter on Jefferson's collar. That means the modern nickel triple error became a quintuple error example. Another variant with monumental rarity. Not yet certified, but whispers speak of values in the high teens when slabbed. Howard, a collector in North Carolina, even documented regional release patterns. Midwestern bank rolls in June contained higher incidence of the triple error variety, while coastal banks months later saw fewer. They surmised Denver Mint's shipping distribution till press corrections spread in July and August. That time frame highlighted limited production window for errors. The Mint logs confirm a die replacement mid-June, supporting that story that Marcus's coin and others now anchored the official registry. Each coin is assigned a unique ID. Triple error number 1 MS64 Marcus, triple error number 2 MS65 Texas Find, quadruple error number 1 Michigan MS65, rumored quintuple error number 1 North Carolina. Registry progression feels like uncovering chapters in an unfolding tale. Collectors with EA Guard now target those Denver nickels. Slight doubling in 2000, shadow in D, roofline crack, chatter, and chips. Patience yields sense. Even circulated coins with light traces sell $4 500 2 500 For hobbyists with modest budgets, circulated triple error nickels around $1,200 remain prized entry. Marcus, despite having sold his coin, retains a certified master specimen. He participates in forums, mentors novices on lighting angles and submission tips. He's proud more coins are discovered, each re-injecting life into the 2000D story. Some fear the next year's finds could overshadow early examples, but he remains gratified. He sparked the initial recognition. Today, the 2000D Jefferson triple error nickel reminds collectors that modern coinage is not immune to hidden stories. A coin produced on a line in 2000, meant for simple transactions, became a treasure for those who looked closely. Every doubling line, mint mark ghost, cracked roof tile, chatterbond, and chip island is a fingerprint of die use. That small nickel holds a timeline. Die creation, press fatigue, hub misalignment, tooling, shipping, and eventual public recognition. For coin fans, it's more than a shiny dime. It's a puzzle piece in industrial history, a narrative of production and precision, mistakes and redemption. Every find adds depth to the story. And with each slabbed coin, the 2000 D nickel transforms. From change misplaced in pockets to a testament that even in an age of precision, small imperfections endure, waiting for curious eyes to reveal their value.